I took a shower and I felt a lump, and it was a sizable lump. I was really scared, and I have 3 kids, and the youngest one is 1 year old. Like, how do you manage that? I just remember feeling completely overwhelmed. I was diagnosed with my cancer in August of 2021, and I started chemotherapy in September. That process took about 20 weeks to complete. When that was done, we actually had an amazing party to celebrate the bell ringing ceremony. We had like a parade of friends and family who had been there for me throughout the experience, and all of the people who were involved in my care came out and they rang a pink bell and they did the pom-poms, and really, really made me feel like a superwoman. I can't thank my care team at Ascension enough for all of the amazingness that they provided to me and to my family throughout this experience. I definitely remember getting that call from the surgeon when they said that the margins were clear, and that was definitely phenomenal. I would say for anybody going through this experience, like, celebrate when you're done. Like, of all things, celebrate when you're done if you feel good. I do not take it for granted that I'm here and able to share this experience with you. With anybody who's been affected by this awful disease, my love and compassion goes out to you and to your families. I don't sit here lightly to share this story. I understand the magnitude of the gift that I've been given, and definitely carry all those that we've lost and those who are still fighting in my heart every single day.